fighting or playing? All right, down here in Portland. Oh, I didn't grab my sweatshirt. Dag nabbits. Okay. All right, down here in Portland, and we already got pulled over.
Yippee!
It's all good. We told him we were here. He asked us why we were honking around the block. It was concerning him, so he thought he should pull us over and find out why we were honking. And told him that we had friends in jail, that Ammon Bundy was back in town, and we were coming to stand in support of him. So he let us go with a warning. Turn this around. He let us go that we shouldn't do that. So here we are. I think I'm actually going to give this to you, hon. Okay. It's Jake and my faithful daughter. What do you want me to do? Oh, okay. So, I don't know. Ammon Bundy!
Where are you?
Your people are here!
Right down here! Ammon Bundy!
Ammon Bundy!
Ammon! There's people.
Is that Ammon?
I don't know. Is it?
Ammon Bundy! That's
Yeah,
Ammon!
it's Woo!
Ammon Bundy!
Woo! That sounds cool.
Do the victory over oppression and see if they do it.
What?
Do this and see if he does it back.
Well, it looks like he's.
Ammon Bundy! Keep standing! We love you! I don't know. Woo! I don't know if that's him.
He was definitely waiting.
He was like way excited, but
What about that one flashing?
that could be him. Ammon Bundy!
Now we got one on the left. I think that is him. He's like
Is he
trying
doing
to
it?
doing sign
Is he
language.
doing the victory over oppression? I don't know. I can't hold my flag. Here, Sam, hold this for a minute. You can put it up there too.
Ammon! He's like pointing down or something.
I don't think that's him. Ammon Bundy! Justice for Lavoie! Arrest Kate Brown!
Yeah!
Judge Anna Brown! Free the prisoners!
What'd you say?
Free the
political prisoners!
Lisa is on.
Ammon Bundy! Keep standing! We love you! I don't think that's Ammon. He would have flashed his lights. Let's go to the other side. You can put it up there. There's
It was up there. Lisa joined.
Hey, Lisa. Lisa, we already got pulled over for honking our horn around the block. He asked us why we were honking our horn, and I said because our friends just got back from speeding around the block. Mr. Dangerous, switching lanes without using blinkers, all kinds of violations I'm seeing. He asked us why we were honking our horn? I said, because Ammon Bundy just got back in town from Nevada, and we usually do that once around the block so they know we're here, and then when we're down on the ground they know to watch for us. And he says, well, when you guys were doing that before, we know what you were doing, but now we didn't know what you were doing, and I thought maybe you needed help. Can I see your license and registration and insurance, please? Like, I don't need help now, but you still need all that? You might be in solitary. We'll go around to the back, Lisa, where the solitary is. Ammon Bundy!
Ammon Bundy!
Free the political prisoners! Arrest Kate Brown! Anna Brown! Harry Reid! Who else needs to be arrested?
Including everyone else! We don't remember!
All right. Cross over here. I can't believe he pulled us over. I mean, I can, but the lights are so bright.
Yeah.
Man, you'd think it was Return of Jesus. All right, you 10 people that's your captive audience. What do you want to say to them, Jake?
Well,
Think of something profound. Hang on, though. Ammon Bundy! Okay, go ahead. Now say something.
where are you?
Where are you?
You need to. Yes.
Woohoo! Thanks, brother! Somebody's making music for us on the garbage can.
Drumming the beat.
Lisa says she loves you, Jake.
Awesome.
Ammon Bundy! Your people are here! All right, we'll go to the corner where we can. Okay, so I'll do the what do we want. I'm already starting to lose my voice. You're gonna have to do the justice.
Justice.
Yeah, and then what do we want? Freedom. Can you guys keep that?
Yep.
In track? Because I get kind of bossy when people mess it up.
Well,
And then I get called bossy.
Justice.
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
You are only saying justice. What kind of a political prisoner are you?
What justice?
But they want freedom. I'm just kidding. What do we want? You guys are so fired.
Freedom!
Deborah, do you see? Maureen, Dale, do you see what I have here? What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Free Ammon Bundy!
Yeah!
Woo! What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
So now I'll say
Freedom!
Now I'll say the names of the political prisoners, and then you guys will say not guilty. Ammon Bundy! Jake Ryan!
Not guilty!
Jason Patrick!
Not guilty!
David Emmer. Dwayne Emmer!
Not guilty!
Daryl Thorne!
Not guilty!
Josh Burleson!
Not guilty!
Pete Santilli!
Not guilty!
Kate Brown!
Guilty!
Steve Stewart!
Guilty!
Mel Bundy!
Not guilty!
Ryan Bundy!
Not guilty!
Cliven Bundy!
Not guilty!
Dave Bundy!
Not guilty!
Governor Kate Brown!
Guilty!
Guilty! Kate Brown is guilty! Oregon State Patrol is guilty!
All guilty!
FBI guilty! All right, next corner. I don't see any lights are flashing. Megaphones. I have to invest in a megaphone.
Yeah.
We have to. With all that government funding we're getting, Jake,
Exactly.
we've got to buy a megaphone.
Where's all the money?
Maybe we can
4
find
minutes.
an officer to interview. Do I have Oh, I love all the constitution.
I got 4 minutes left.
Actually, let's cross the street here. 3 minutes. I don't know how to tell time. We'll just walk over there so that when we get down to that corner, there's the guy who pulled us over. Right here, flashing his lights. Parked in the street. Fully in the street, of course, like they always do. So if he comes back out now that we're not in a vehicle, we can try to interview him and ask him some questions about the Constitution and about people's rights. Emmett Bundy! Your people are here! It feels so weird to not be saying David Fry.
I know.
So we will talk to some police tonight. I didn't interview the police officer a little bit ago because he was pulling me over. So I decided to wait till I was out of my car. I've noticed that people outside of their vehicle have more rights than people inside of a vehicle, which is a little bit strange. But apparently pedestrians have more rights than people inside of a car. They have all kinds of things they can get you on. I couldn't find my insurance. I couldn't find my registration. But I did try to give him a Constitution instead, and he wouldn't take it. But he did let us go and just tell us not to be honking when the police don't know why we're down here. Because that makes them think that we need their help. Isn't that sweet? Sweet little pumpkins want to help us. They do help, but usually it's in the process of helping, they're also taking away your rights. So, you know. Well, gotta speak truth here. What do we want? What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
I'm taking this and hold it up there, and I'm gonna. Okay. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Evan Bundy!
Not guilty!
Josh Burleson!
Not guilty!
Pete Santilli!
Not guilty!
Jason Patrick!
Not guilty!
Governor Kate Brown!
Guilty!
President Obama!
Guilty!
Judge Anna Brown!
Guilty!
Oregon State Patrol!
Guilty!
Federal Bureau of Investigation!
Guilty!
Bureau of Land Management!
Guilty!
It's 10 o'clock.
Stop. Don't tread on me. See? See? Evan
Bundy!
Your people are here! All right, next corner. I need to grab some gloves. This ain't September.
Yeah.
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
No! We want justice! All right. Evan Bundy!
Not guilty!
Governor Kate Brown!
Guilty!
Josh Burleson!
Not
I'm
guilty!
getting all the names in Nevada. You guys need help.
Uh,
Eric Parker!
Not guilty!
Brian Bundy!
Not guilty!
Cliven Bundy!
Not guilty!
Josh Burleson!
Not guilty!
Steve Stewart!
Not guilty!
Scott Drexler!
Not guilty!
Levi Finnecock!
Not guilty!
Evan Bundy!
Not guilty!
Oregon State Patrol!
Guilty!
Governor Kate Brown!
Guilty!
President Obama!
Guilty!
Judge Anna Brown!
Guilty!
Any police officer who does not honor his oath to the Constitution!
Guilty!
yeah!
Woo! Evan Bundy! Lisa loves you! Free the political prisoners! Arrest the politicians!
Yeah!
You don't have to hold it just on me. Hold it up on the building.
It's been up on the building.
I don't think that'd be Ammon right there with the other guy.
I'm
I
just
can't
waving
imagine.
because he's waving.
I can't imagine they put him. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Said, what do we want? A megaphone. All right. Next side. people. Protect our life, liberty, and our freedom.
Be a real peace officer.
I mean, our life, our liberty, and our property.
Right.
What does it mean, Jake, to protect your life and your liberty and your property? Like it's...
Defending your neighbor.
So if somebody's like trying to mud you, then you have the right to intrude upon their life, liberty, and property, right? Now they're intruding on yours. And otherwise you can't physically bring harm to your neighbor.
Right.
Oh, we got a honk.
About fun. Kind of like same motto of during the night, protect the helpless, defend the poor, defend people that can't defend themselves. It's the same concept where they got it.
Evan Martin! Woo! I don't know if we ever got confirmation that Blaine is here versus down at Inverness.
I don't know.
Blaine Cooper! Stand strong! Blaine Cooper! Defend your brothers and your country!
Stand tall!
Evan Bundy! Keep standing! Alright, maybe now we can read up. Oh, I really do want justice, I guess. I need justice.
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we know it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Free Evan Bundy!
What they're
Flashing
doing?
lights. Let's go down and talk to him.
They're serving tyranny again.
Here, Trade, you hold that. Judge Grasty, thank you. Judge Grasty!
Oh, now we go.
Guilty! Sheriff Ward!
I
Jake,
lost my voice.
Sheriff Ward? I said Sheriff Ward.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything.
Oh.
You're killing me.
They're parked here because they have their flashers on and they're inside the building.
Oregon State Patrol!
Guilty!
This fancy little stuff. Judge Grasty!
Guilty!
Sheriff Ward!
Guilty. Which one is he?
Sheriff Ward?
He's the one in.
Sheriff Ward? You don't know who he is? I'm gonna fire you from being a P3. He's the sheriff of Arnie County who didn't defend the Hammonds.
Okay,
who
that's
let
what
the
I thought.
feds come and...
Guilty! I had to get it straight. Because I don't want to say something like.
Over to that corner. Pom pom patriots to the rescue. Street rat worthy. I like the term street rat. That did bug me. MD, that term really did bug me. That was kind of not cool.
Got the Latin song stuck in my head.
Oh, we can. All right, back over here to this corner. So, I think the only one is that my doctor? No, I'm not going to turn her around. Like, she's marching in Portland with a dark flag. I'm gonna scream out, Doctor! Not guilty! Doctor, get me! Alright. Sorry. You guys wanna look at something else? Okay, you can look at the flag.
Arrest Kate Brown!
Freedom from tyranny!
Read the Constitution! This is not Nazi Germany!
Yes, the police department hears everything we're saying and we're on camera at all times, so when we talk, we aren't talking them to.
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Free the political prisoners! Free Blaine Cooper! Free Evan Bundy!
I must have been him around the front lower left-hand side. Here goes the police. No, Mr. Sheriff, he doesn't honor his oath. It's okay to tell people when they're not doing their jobs. I mean, I went to an ice cream shop and the lady didn't know how to scoop ice cream and I gave her my money. I would tell her, by the way, you're not scooping your ice cream right. If people said, oh, you didn't tell her that?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Good gracious, that's
I
terrible!
would say, well, first of all, I gave her money.
Same thing with the cashier.
Second of all, I really like ice cream. So if you don't know how to scoop the ice cream, don't take the job.
Right. Same with the cashier.
Cashier.
Gets the wrong amount of
Always
money.
back to the cashier. Deborah, we need you. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty, Deborah. It is really cold tonight, so you're fine. I think.
It's not that cold.
It's cold. He's from Montana. It's cold. My hands are numb. It's cold. I'm telling you. You would tell her how to scoop the ice cream, Bossy. Deborah, you are so stuck on Bossy. It's okay. I am Bossy.
Bossy.
It's quality of all leaders at one time or another, right? And some of us just get stuck with that title a little longer than the rest. All right, say something. They're tired of looking at my mug. One more time around, guys.
Well,
and then
it
we'll
is a
call it
beautiful
quits.
night tonight.
It is.
It is a beautiful night.
They're all out of rec now. All right, one more time around, yelling, and then people look at us with these flags like we're crazy. I mean, we're driving around and they're, rubbernecking the whole way like, oh my gosh, what is going on? People at night with flags. What could it mean? I don't know. I don't know what it means.
So weird.
It's so scary. It's super scary. On public property.
People don't know what liberty is anymore.
We're occupying public property right now.
Uh-oh.
That's
We're
kinda like-
conspiring, guys.
No. We're conspiring because we know we made a plan. We're going to walk to the next block, and we're on public property. And so I guess if you want to look at it that way, we've made a plan, and the plan is to keep walking and to be cold. And we've conspired to be cold. It's all right.
Hey! I'll let you swear at me because It's your First Amendment right, but it's not nice.
He told me to shut the beep up.
Evan Bundy! Blaine Cooper! The First Amendment of the Constitution says Congress shall make no law restricting the freedom of speech or the freedom of the press or the freedom and the rights of the people to peaceably assemble and protest their government for redress of grievance!
Yeah!
Evan Bundy! Blaine Cooper! Keep standing!
What?
Look on the left.
I know.
It's been the same flash before, and it does
Down
look
on the
like
left
him.
side.
Yeah, on the left.
Yeah, that does look like him. Do the VO and see if he does it back.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, he looks like he's trying to draw something on the window. All right, Lisa, if you're still on, which I doubt you are because you have a gazillion kids and it's late. But so I think that's him right there.
Yeah.
So what is that? Second row up from the bottom.
Yeah, it's him.
Second row up. Can you guys see him waving and doing hand signals back? Is Ryan Payne here, Deborah? No, Ryan Bundy isn't here.
What was that?
I don't know, but it's their First Amendment right to yell at us, so I'm going to protect it.
I just wanted to know what they said.
I don't know.
Because it sounded positive.
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
No!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
No!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now! Freedom! Liberty!
Yeah, that's my older daughter, Lee.
Property! Yeah.
Life, liberty, and property. Keep your hands off those things. Oregon Police Department, Governor Kate Brown.
What an awful existence. And how awful that there's nothing we can do about it but march around a building and scream out what we want, and they ignore every word
Stick with
we say. This is what a hostage center looks like, you guys. It's pretty on the outside, and it even has an American flag flying up top, but I guarantee you they have no idea what that American flag stands for. And they only wave it as a token gesture to the people to pacify us, and they just think that we are so free. If we were free, these men would have been granted bail and they'd be at home with their families right now.
Evan Bundy!
Stand tall like you have been!
That's inappropriate to say to a married woman, sir! But it's your First Amendment right to be rude!
Yeah.
Free the political prisoners!
I'm surprised they're all out at rec still. It's late, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him.
I'm gonna. We can't, Dad, because it's not the weekend yet. It's not the weekend, so during the week they close at what, 7, I think? And then Saturday and Sunday they're open till 9. The doors are open till 9. So we can tomorrow night when we come. We'll be back here early enough. All right. My hand is cold, whether you think it's cold or not. Oh, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it, guys, and head in. This
Stand tall, everyone.
Stand tall. Being laughed at. I'm always being laughed at, though. I'm kind of getting used to it.
Oh, that's nothing new.
He's always being laughed at. He's a total character. He's a total... Woo! That guy was going fast. All right, we done?
Yo, all have a good night. Peace out.
Good night, guys. We'll see hopefully all of you guys down here tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Please, as many of you can come. If you can come earlier in the day, whatever. I don't own the corner market, you know, on the Patriot Corner. So whatever you guys want to do, just show up. But we'll be down here, a group of us tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So love you, Lindsay. Good night, Dale.